Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and in today's deck spotlight we will be taking a look at a free-to-play Paladin Swarm deck. This deck is built around swarming the enemy with synergies built around minions. The deck is made entirely out of free-to-play cards with no rares, epics, or legendaries. It's got a bunch of swarm minions such as the Murloc Tidehunter and Razorfen Hunter, some solid taunters through the Sen'jin Shieldmasta and Lord of the Arena, and then finally some removal through Consecration and Truesilver Champion. Now with the general premise out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck in action.
Ooze versus Anduin.
Now the last deck that we took a look at was fairly inexpensive with only a few rares. This deck is 100% inexpensive. It costs you nothing. It's completely free to play. All of the cards that you are going to see in this deck can be obtained just from playing through the game. We're going to get rid of some of that later game stuff. We do have a few later game drops in this deck, but consisting primarily of the early game of dropping some swarm minions like this Razorfen Hunter here. We've got some defensive capability through things like the Ironfur Grizzly and some card draw with the Novice Engineer, and then also the minion pump up here with the Raid Leader. So you'll notice some similarities between the last swarm deck and this one, although there's enough differences that I thought warranted a brand new video. And again, this one is 100% free to play as opposed to just relatively cheap. Alright, so I'm going to start off here with our 1-2 Novice Engineer. I actually drew into the Murloc Tidehunter. Next turn, we probably will play the Razorfen Hunter unless he plays... Okay, so we played that, which I likely... Well, you know, we still might do the Razorfen Hunter, or we could do the Ironfur Grizzly. Let's go with the Hunter, and if he wants to attack into it, then he ends up losing his 3-2, so that's fine by me. So we're going to go with him right now, swing him for 1. And now, if he does not kill off any of my minions, we'll drop the Raid Leader to hit him very hard. If he does kill off one of my minions and plays another creature, we might just go with the Ironfur Grizzly. Let's see what he ends up playing here, though. So this would be interesting, honestly. Since I first started playing Hearthstone, I haven't played... He's probably going to trade right now with the 2-3 since he played his Taunter. Now, since I first began playing Hearthstone, I have yet to play... Oh boy, he's going to go with that route, okay. I have yet to play an actual free-to-play deck like what we're playing here today, so yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. Okay, so this turn, I've got a couple of choices. I could go to kill him off with that, get this pumped up, and I wouldn't be able to finish him off there. We could also actually drop a Blessing of Kings. This would be very early to do it, but this could be a good target for it. And then we could blow through that and then kill that as well. Yeah, why don't we do that? We're gonna go with a early Blessing of Kings. Gonna throw it on this guy right here. First kill off his taunt. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter when you play Blessing of Kings. Either way, it's gonna result in a beastly creature. We've now got a 6-6 in play that he has to deal with. He could deal with it with a Silence. He could deal with it... I guess, well, he doesn't have any removal to deal with it this early. Not that I'm aware. But there is the opportunity for Silence if he's running any of that. And we've got lots of plays for next turn. So the deck primarily focuses on minions. There's a significant amount of minions. Beyond that, we've got a couple of blessings like Blessing of Might and Blessing of Kings. There's also a pair of Consecrations to help deal with other swarm decks. And beyond that, I've got a Truesilver Champion, which is also another great form of removal. Now let's take a look here. We could go with this and this turn. That's not going to do us any good. We have to attack into the taunt. The Raid Leader best saved for another turn. So let's go with this. We're going to go this and this. Going to attack into his taunt. Leaving us with a 6-4. And then passing the turn. So now I've got a lot of stuff on the board. I guess he could Holy Nova, but that's only 2 damage. So that would not clear. That would only clear 2 of my guys here. Let's see what he's going to have to do. He's going to do a Gurbashi Berserker, which is not going to do him much good right now. And then he coins up, and with the coin... Gonna give him more health? Yes, he will, with a Power Word Shield. Okay, so that's actually quite a nuisance for me to deal with. This turn, though, I think we're just going to ignore him and push past him. And I could throw that down, or this. Could go this. Well, he's gonna have to hit into that taunt. If we do the Raid Leader. Alright, I'm gonna ignore him, and we're gonna go for some hefty damage. That's gonna be the game plan right now. And if we put this on the taunt, he'll have to attack into 7. So let's do that, actually. We're going to put that on the taunt so that he attacks into 7, and then I only need to do 3 damage to finish him off. And then we're going to hit him right in the face. and bring him down to 10. So now he's really concerned. He is going to need to do a Holy Nova to clear this half of my board, and then he's going to have to attack into that, but that'll still put him at 10 with me having 7 come his way. And I won't be able to finish him off next turn, but I still have all these creatures to play. I could drop another taunt down. We could go with the Stormwind Champion. So this would be an interesting turn. I'm pretty sure, though, if he does not have a Holy Nova, that he is dead to rights. And I think that is actually going to be how this will play out, because he is really staring at his hand right now. And if he had a Holy Nova, well, he would have played it. Most likely. It's way too early for Mind Control. Mind Control is a turn 8 drop. He's already used his coin. And even if he hadn't, he'd only have enough for 7 mana. And there's really no other options. Silences would help him a lot. A silence here, or a silence there. Or maybe like a silence here would be good, and then he attacks. Well, even when he attacks into that, though, he. Okay, he bumped him up to give him Berserker, and then does the trade, but he's still at 10. He's got 5 resource left. He's going to Shadow Word Pain. Okay, he does that to get rid of that. It's going to dump down the strength of some of these guys. I have the Stormwind Champion we can play next turn, though. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, and this will be 14 damage once the champion comes through. So he, as far as he's concerned, he lives next turn. However, because we have the Stormwind Champion, we are actually going to eke out that victory. So normally this would just be 10 damage. Stormwind Champion turns it into 14 damage, and there is the win with a completely free-to-play deck. Seeming very, very effective. That was quite a good look at this deck. Primarily what you saw in that last game was my host of Swarm minions and then a few pump-ups. You didn't get to take a look at any of the Consecration or Truesilver Champion action, but obviously, as you saw, that was a very effective game. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the deck list. Starting off here, a couple of Blessing of Mights to pump up our creatures. We've got 2 Acidic Swamp Oozes to help deal with opposing weapons, especially effective against things like, you know, the Rogue, another Paladin, a Warrior, or Shaman. Murloc Tidehunter, Swarm Minion, fill up the board. Novice Engineer for some card draw. It also helps to add to the board. Ironfur Grizzly, protectors for our damage dealers. Plus, it's a 3/3. It's strong in and of itself. The Raid Leader pump up our other minions. Razorfen Hunter as a swarm creature. Truesilver Champion, either swing for the face or primarily this is used for board control to eliminate opposing threatening minions. Get the Blessing of Might, Blessing of Kings. Duh, +4/+4, so strong. Turns one of your small creatures into a big, beefy, scary thing for your opponent to deal with. Consecration for board control. Dragonling Mechanic, it's a swarm creature. Sen'jin Shieldmasta, again, it's a nice taunt to have to protect your other creatures. The Frostwolf Warlord obviously fits right into this deck. It gets +1/+1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield, and chances are you will have a lot of those. Lord of the Arena, nice hefty taunter. And then finally the Stormwind Champion, doubling as an effective way to pump up your other minions, like the Raid Leader, but also in and of itself, it's a nice 6/6. And the biggest thing about this deck, 100% free to play. There is not a rare, epic, or legendary to be seen. I'll be really interested to see how this deck does once we take it through its paces. But hey, you know what? At the very least, it's definitely going to win you some games, and it'll cost you nothing. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Force here once again with the deck spotlight of the free-to-play Paladin Swarm deck posted up on Hearthstone by MyTech. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.